Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving deep today into a piece of gear a lot of creators are probably looking at.
The RØDE NT1 Signature Series condenser microphone.
Exactly. And we've seen it listed right now for around $159 on Amazon.
Which, puts it in a really interesting spot if you're shopping smart for audio gear.
Right. So our mission here is basically to cut through the specs, the marketing, and figure out, is this the right mic for you?
Yeah, let's get into it. First off, what is it? It's a large diaphragm cardioid condenser mic.
And RØDE is pretty clear about who they made it for.
Yeah, they list like music production, vocal recording.
Streaming, podcasting, pretty much the core creator activities.
Essentially, yeah. If you're putting your voice or, instruments out there, they want this on your radar.
What's interesting is the versatility they claim.
Totally. The sources say it can handle super quiet stuff like maybe ASMR whispers.
All the way up to loud sources like drums.
Which suggests a huge range of creators could find it useful, right? Musicians, podcasters, voiceover people.
Streamers, content creators doing different kinds of recordings.
So, okay, what makes it actually good? What are the standout pros here?
Well, the heart of it seems to be this HF6 capsule.
Right, that's supposed to deliver that classic RØDE sound. People describe it as warm, kind of smooth.
Detailed mid-range, and a nice sparkle up top. We see comments like crystal clear and warm sounding.
Yeah, that's the kind of language people use, but the really big technical win, the thing everyone mentions.
Oh, the noise floor.
Exactly. It's exceptionally low self-noise. RØDE quotes it at just 4 dBA.
Which they claim makes it the world's quietest studio condenser mic.
And for creators, especially if your recording space isn't like perfectly treated acoustically.
That's huge. Less background hiss to fight with.
Absolutely. It means cleaner raw audio, less time spent on noise reduction in your editing. That's a big deal.
It's also meant to handle high SPLs, high sound pressure levels.
Meaning it won't easily distort if things get loud. Good for singers or instruments that have bursts of volume.
And they bundle some useful stuff with it too, right?
Yeah, this is a nice touch. You get a proper studio-grade shock mount, the SM6 model.
Well, it's a pop filter that attaches to it.
And a 6-meter XLR cable. So like your basic connection kit is included.
That adds real value, saves you buying those bits separately.
Definitely. And the build quality gets mentioned too. Made in Australia, premium components apparently. Feels solid.
Plus a 10-year warranty, which suggests RØDE stands behind it.
Yeah, people often comment it feels and sounds more expensive than it actually is.
Okay, that all sounds pretty great. But there's always a catch, or at least a consideration with gear, isn't there?
Always. And the main one here is pretty fundamental. It's a condenser mic using an XLR connection.
Which means?
It absolutely needs 48 volts of phantom power.
Right, so this isn't a USB mic you just plug straight into your computer's USB port.
Nope. You must have an audio interface or a mixer that can supply that phantom power.
Like a Focusrite Scarlett, maybe? Or RØDE's own AI1 interface? Those often get mentioned together.
Exactly. So that's an extra piece of hardware you need. It's an additional cost and, a bit more setup complexity compared to USB.
Something you definitely have to factor into your budget and your workflow.
Absolutely critical. Now, about reliability. Reviews seem overwhelmingly positive.
But it's worth noting, the sources do mention a few sort of rare reports of issues.
Yeah, like occasional popping noises, maybe some rumbling or static in isolated cases.
But it sounds like these aren't common problems. Customer satisfaction generally seems really high.
Seems that way, yeah. These appear to be exceptions. Oh, and one small detail.
What's that?
Just a note that some third-party protection plans might exclude commercial use. Something to check if this is for your business.
Good point. Okay, so let's connect the dots for creators trying to shop smart here.
Right. The NT1 Signature Series really looks like a solid step up if you're getting serious about audio quality.
Especially for vocals, instruments, spoken word, anything where that clarity and warmth matters.
But you need to be ready for, or already have, that XLR setup with phantom power.
It seems you're paying for that professional sound, that warm detail, and especially that incredibly low noise floor.
Which is genuinely hard to beat at this roughly $160 price point for a condenser mic of this type.
It feels positioned as a reliable, long-term studio workhorse.
Yeah, that seems fair.
So, considering that sound profile, the definite need for phantom power in an interface, the helpful accessories they include, and that reputation for super low noise.
The question for you, the listener, is, does this RØDE NT1 Signature Series align with the specific sound you're aiming for and the technical setup you're building or already have for your creative work?